Much for being on this journey with me. I feel the love, and I send it back to you. Bye.
Now with Ellen DeGeneres with another emotional apology to her staff in a video conference call after allegations of her show being a toxic work environment made headlines. This as 3 top producers, all accused of sexual misconduct, are ousted from the show. Kaylee Hartung has the details. Good morning, Kaylee.
Beneath the shimmering stage lights and the echo of hearty TV laughter stood a woman once adored across America, the so-called Queen of Kindness. Ellen DeGeneres, with her iconic catchphrase, "Be kind to one another," symbolized warmth and goodwill, becoming a fixture in millions of households. But eventually, it all fell apart.
I got kicked out of show business.
Toxic, phony, hypocrite, liar. That's what she is.
Everything started to unravel. Words like toxic, fake, controlling, and hypocritical now define Ellen, a woman once seen as the face of compassion. It makes you wonder, what really happened behind those shiny studio walls? That facade is about to be peeled back. So grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's dive into the rise and fall of Ellen DeGeneres, from a beloved TV figure to one of the most criticized personalities in modern television. Born and raised in Louisiana, far from the glitz of Hollywood, Ellen's journey began humbly. Before stardom, she bounced between jobs, waiting tables, selling knickknacks, while nurturing a deep passion for comedy. Performing in dingy coffee shops and weekend clubs, she fought to win audiences in minutes. Comedy was a male-dominated field, and Ellen had to grind twice as hard to be heard. But her relentless drive pushed her forward, eventually landing her a spot on one of America's top talk shows. Key moments in her career include her 1984 win in Showtime's Stand-Up Talent Contest and her groundbreaking appearance on Johnny Carson's Tonight Show in 1986. From day one, Ellen paved her own way, using comedy rooted in everyday life but delivered with refreshing honesty. She shattered norms by publicly coming out as a lesbian, a brave act in 1990s America. That defining moment of courage built her image as an authentic, trailblazing entertainer.
What's wrong? Why do I have to be so ashamed? I mean, why can't I just say the truth? I mean, be who I am. I'm 35 years old. I'm so afraid to tell people. I mean, Susan, I'm gay.
Back then, coming out was seen as a daring stand, especially in a society still drenched in prejudice. Ellen faced backlash but gained loyal fans who saw her as fearless and real. Another career breakthrough came when she voiced Dory, the forgetful blue tang in Finding Nemo. Her unique charm made the character unforgettable and launched her popularity into the stratosphere. Ellen became a television juggernaut, praised for her charisma and humor. The Ellen DeGeneres Show became an American TV institution, pulling in billions of views and charming audiences of all ages. For almost 20 years, she built a brand around kindness, generosity, and good vibes. Her show became a feel-good staple. But then, the cracks appeared. Accusations started creeping in, claims of cruelty, insincerity, and moments on air that clashed with her message of compassion. It all began, not with a bombshell, but with one tweet in March 2020. Kevin T. Porter, a user on X, formerly Twitter, posted, "Right now, we all need kindness, like Ellen always says. But she's also one of the meanest people alive. Share the craziest stories you've heard." The tweet exploded. Thousands responded. Over 2,800 comments flooded in, stories from former employees, co-workers, and fans who had seen another side of Ellen. They painted a different picture, not the warm host on camera, but someone cold, distant, even cruel. The New York Times once warned, "Ellen DeGeneres is not as nice as you think." Now that headline seemed prophetic. Soon, BuzzFeed dropped a bombshell. An exposé featuring 11 former staff members revealed a toxic environment behind the scenes, one built on fear, discrimination, and emotional harm. Reports of racism, bullying, even firings while employees were grieving or on medical leave, surfaced. Fans were stunned. The happy daytime show that brought them joy was hiding something darker.
From the very beginning, don't talk to Ellen, don't do this, you can't, go into her office. It was very nerve-wracking, very stressful. We all walked on eggshells all the time.
Hedda Muscat, one of the show's original producers, had remained silent for years. But she finally broke that silence. What she revealed echoed what many had already suspected. The show's cheery image was a complete illusion. Staff described Ellen as cold and unapproachable. In a place where creativity should thrive, even knocking on Ellen's office door was forbidden. Eye contact, off-limits. Conversations, avoided. She didn't issue commands directly. She used others to do it for her. One staffer summed it up. Every production team needs a guard dog. Ellen had several.
Grateful for the opportunity it afforded me, I did experience and feel the toxicity of the environment, he writes on Instagram. I stand with my former colleagues in their quest to create a healthier and more inclusive workplace as the show moves forward.
As more stories emerged, the picture grew clearer. The Ellen Show wasn't a joyful workplace. It was a minefield of anxiety. Staff didn't come to work with passion. They came with fear. One former employee recalled, "If you had a problem, you learned real quick. Don't speak up." That wasn't advice. It was law. To them, kindness was a performance for the cameras. As soon as filming ended, so did the smiles. Backstage, the vibe was cold, silent, and suffocating. A place where even breathing too loud felt risky. One employee scoffed, "She's only kind when the red light is on." I've worked in many jobs, and I've seen both good and toxic bosses. And I'll say this, everyone deserves a workplace where dignity and respect are real, not staged. And this toxicity wasn't confined to her studio. Let me tell you what happened at a restaurant in West Hollywood. A waitress, Chris Farah, was thrilled to serve Ellen. But a week later, her manager called her in. Ellen sent an email. She wasn't happy. Not about food, not the service, but her fingernails.
They were like, "We have to talk to you." She emailed the owner of the restaurant and complained about your chip nail polish.
What?
And I was like, what?
Chris Farah was suspended for 2 weeks, without pay. Crushed, she chose to quit instead. It's bitterly ironic. The woman preaching kindness reportedly tried to ruin a waitress's job over her nails. But the real question is, why didn't Ellen just say something at the restaurant? Why send an email 2 weeks later? Was she really obsessing over a waitress's manicure for days? That story was just the tip of the iceberg. In 2020, when the pandemic hit and studios shut down, The Ellen Show moved into Ellen's $27 million mansion. With sleek decor, marble floors, and luxury views, her new studio was anything but humble. And then, during a taped monologue, Ellen joked, "This is like being in jail." Fans were livid.
One thing that I've learned from being in quarantine is that people, this is like being in jail, is what it is. It's mostly because I've been wearing the same clothes for 10 days and everyone in here is...
The backlash was instant. In jail, people fumed. Millions were crammed into tiny homes, jobless, scared, and Ellen compared her luxury home to prison. Was this ignorance? Or something deeper? A total lack of empathy? Probably both. Meanwhile, backstage tension worsened. Her staff, the people responsible for keeping her image polished, were reportedly hit with massive pay cuts, some losing up to 60% of their salary. No explanation. No support. And this, while shows like Jimmy Kimmel Live and The Daily Show ensured full salaries, some hosts even paying staff from their own pockets. Ellen reportedly made more than $80 million a year. And yet her team was left in the cold. So who's the real example of kindness here? Public opinion shifted. Many fans felt lied to. And the calls grew louder. Cancel The Ellen Show. Her golden reputation had been gutted. Eventually, Ellen responded, with a handwritten letter to staff and an on-air apology.
I learned that things happened here that never should have happened. I take that very seriously, and I want to say I am so sorry to the people who were affected. I know that I'm in a position of privilege and power, and I realize that with that comes responsibility, and I take responsibility for what happens at my show.
But the apology came too late. Her image was beyond repair. Ratings nosedived, dropping nearly 40% in just 1 year. People began analyzing old episodes, ones where she made guests uncomfortable. Moments with Taylor Swift in 2012, Mariah Carey in 2008, even BTS in 2017. Suddenly, fans saw these clips differently. What once passed as playful banter now felt like disrespect. celebrities started turning down invites. The air around Ellen was no longer warm. Eventually, the decision came: the Ellen DeGeneres show would end in 2022. And by 2024, she quietly left the Hollywood scene altogether. From a struggling comic to a daytime legend, Ellen's rise was built on grit, talent, and impeccable timing. She broke barriers, gave hope to many, and made millions laugh. But her downfall proved something deeper. That persona and reality can be miles apart. Her mantra, "Be kind to one another," became her downfall. Because when it mattered most, behind the scenes, kindness was nowhere to be found. Now her reputation lies in ruins. And yes, she's reportedly left the country. For 20 years, Ellen sold a dream. A facade of kindness. But when the mask slipped, it exposed a woman who used kindness as a brand, not a belief. In the end, her greatest illusion wasn't making people laugh. It was making them believe she truly cared. Because fame can come from talent, but lasting respect? That only comes from authenticity. And when trust is lost, no applause is loud enough to bring it back. The final curtain has fallen. No goodbye speech. No encore. Just silence.